It's a little different. No media in the media room. How you guys doing?
Great. Thanks.
All right. DK said you guys are ready for questions. So,
yeah. Do you want to do an opening statement or just go straight to questions?
Opening statement. I thought first half our defense kept us in it. Second half our offense came alive and played a lot more like we're capable of, and normally how we share the basketball. And when both ends of the court are working in tandem, we're a fun team to watch. And I was very proud of how we did on the glass because Illinois is a tremendous rebounding team, one of the best in the country, and Coach Underwood does a great job. So to beat them on the glass was a great accomplishment.
All right, John.
Yeah, Scott, your bench made a real difference tonight. Can you just talk about what those guys did?
Yeah, that's one blessing we have is depth on the team, and when you have depth, that means you have multiple guys that can step up, and that's when you know you have a good team because everyone's not always going to have their A game. Some nights they're just going to be off as far as missing shots or a step slower, and I thought when Flo and Matt and Adam, Davion, and Maceo, that group went on that run. Really opened things up, and that's again the great thing about having depth. You have different people can step up at different times.
Scott, do you think just you being back just fired them up? They saw
no, a top five game in Jimmy V on ESPN. I think that does a lot more than I do. But I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited to be back. I missed the guys. I missed being part of the team, and it was awesome to be back. That's for sure.
Thanks.
Jerry.
Scott, are you seeing Jonathan maybe just kind of mature even in these first few games and just the energy, I guess, that he brings?
Well, he brings that energy all the time in practice, and we're used to seeing it. I know he was 2 for 4, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, and there were a couple opportunities to finish around the rim that I think he's still just getting used to playing. Hadn't played much basketball, didn't play a lot for UNLV, so I think that's the one area where you can still see he's just excited to be out there. I think when he slows down as far as that goes on the offensive part, because in practice it has slowed down, so he's even always the motor with more efficiency.
Ashley.
Scott, I thought Matt was terrific on the defensive end. He made had a couple good blocks, had a key steal, and there was that one play where I think he made a great defensive play, and he took it up court. And he said, "Hey, I've earned this," and he went down in the post and got a nice little shot in the paint.
Well, he doesn't really listen when I say to move it or pass it. But I tell you what, Matt was tremendous as far as 7 boards and, like you said, 2 blocks. I thought his defense and rebounding, that's one area coming in the season that our staff was impressed that we felt like he'd improved on, and we were excited for that. And that allows him, when he's on offensively, to be even that much better because he's obviously capable on the offensive end, but the defensive end and rebounding, you want to be consistent. He's given us that, and very pleased with what he's put in work-wise.
Paul.
Scott, Davion mentioned that at halftime that while you guys said that you wanted to share the ball a little bit more, it was really kind of the players acknowledging that among themselves and kind of realizing how they had to change. What does that say about the maturity of this team already early on in the season that they can take coaching and adjustment so quickly on the fly and turn it around as quickly as they did?
Well, great teams are always player-led, and our guys know what it's like to play right. And they knew when we only had 4 assists and we're shooting 36%. They knew that wasn't us. So credit them for recognizing that we can do better. In second half, I think we just settled down. And I mean, this is our first game on national TV, and the Jimmy V is such a big deal. I mean, it's a great event. 2 top 5 teams. I know both teams were really excited in the beginning of the game, and it showed.
Kendall.
Scott, how were you all able to get to the rim so much against the defense that can make that very challenging?
I think our bigs deserve a lot of credit for great screens. And then I think the guards did a great job of getting to the paint and then finding the open person second half.
And then Coburn only had 7 points tonight. That seemed like one of the biggest challenges you would have coming into the evening. How were you all able to effectively limit his ability to score tonight?
Well, I tell you, Georgie was really effective, 7 for 10 and 15 points. So that's a good duo with those two. But he got in foul trouble. The 4 personal fouls kept him on the bench a lot, and that was obviously beneficial for us.
Curtis?
And credit our guards for driving and drawing those fouls.
Coach, kind of piggybacking on that, you hold Dosunmu and Coburn to season lows this year. To see your defense capable of containing guys who are so explosive offensively like that, does that give you a lot more confidence, especially going into a game against an offensive juggernaut like Gonzaga on Saturday?
I mean, the last 2 games defensively, I thought we've really stepped up in practice. Coach Tang, the staff have really done a great job in emphasizing because our offense was further along than our defense, and I think our defense has caught up to where it's more similar to what it was last year. And as we all know, that you're going to need that each and every night. So feeling much better about our defense at the same time. Gonzaga is the most explosive offensive team in the country, probably. So we know we'll have our hands full and look forward to watching film. And that's a great early season game for us to see where we need to get better and where we stack up against the best. Same with tonight's game. I mean, this was a great game to learn from and get better from, and hopefully we can make some adjustments, improvements for Gonzaga.
Kevin?
Scott, so much has been talked about with your defense, but with how active you guys are contesting every pass, shot, is that much more of just more communication, or is that more eye contact with guys just with making gestures to each other, or what do you see at that? Because it seemed like that's where this game turned when about the 10-minute mark to the 7-minute mark of the second half, where you guys really got a hold of it.
Well, Coach Brooks did a great job in the scouting report, and I felt like we were prepared for what they were going to do, and our players did a great job executing it. And this is the second year we've run the defense, so I think there's more familiarity, and now you can be better and more efficient at it.
And then one other thing about Jared, the one play that he made, missed a little runner in the lane and then got the offensive rebound and did the post move there on the putback. Is that something about his game that might be a little bit of a new wrinkle this year, as opposed to maybe last year when he was more of a jump shooter? Or what do you see from it when you see a play like that from him?
Well, I know he'd like us to put up some post-up opportunities for him. Every guard wants to play in the post. So now the bigs want to play outside, but the guards usually want to play in the post. Jared's got a great feel for the game inside and out. He knows how to play. He knows how to score. And didn't surprise us at all that he's efficient there.
All right, thanks.
Darby?
Yeah, just curious, with a game like that and such a high level game, what was it like with the arena empty, and also kind of what was it like being next to those benches that we could see on TV were bringing a lot of energy?
Well, the coaching staff did a great job preparing me for what it was going to be like. But I mean, it's until you actually go through it, you can't describe it, because I mean, you walk in and it's like a scrimmage, and it's a big time game and so much at stake, but yet it feels like a practice or scrimmage because no one's there. I mean, you come in the media room and there's no one here. And I mean, one thing about after coming out of quarantine, I can tell you, people being around people, you just get energetic, you get energized by it. And when people aren't, it's really important. The bench provides that during the game. And I thought our bench was outstanding. Really, really good. Really proud of them.
Smoke?
Scott, you have
Smoke, you made it up. I figured you'd be in bed by now.
I'm right here. I got my Metamucil ready.
Okay.
You have number 1 and number 2, and you and Mark Few made this happen. Now that you're the week of, your thoughts about the game and what it means to college basketball to have it happen?
Anytime you have 1 versus 2 in any sport, it draws great attention, visibility, notoriety, interest, and credit Coach Few for wanting to do this. And it's a great opportunity with CBS to give it a dry run to the Final Four starting now. And and it gives us a great opportunity to showcase Baylor University, Baylor basketball, Central Texas.
Thank you.
All right, last question goes to Brenna, but I think she just lowered her hand. So that
He pretty much asked my question, but just what are your general? I know you haven't had a lot of time probably to look at Gonzaga, but just what are your general thoughts on them going into this game?
Oh, I mean, everybody I think on our team watched the Kansas game and just their explosiveness on offense and just how many different weapons and people that can hurt you. And very similar to our team, a lot of guys that can score 15 or 20 points. And I know it's going to be a great game and great opportunity for us to see just where we're at.
Obviously, you have Jacobs and Rem on your staff. Does that help you guys at all going into this matchup, or do you think it's not really that big of a deal?
Well, there's a couple play calls. They were just going to stop at Coach Few's office or his hotel room tonight and ask him to make sure we had them all accurate. But definitely the familiarity and great deal of respect for their program again. So iron sharpens iron. When you have games like this, both teams benefit.
Thanks, Coach.
Perfect. That'll do it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.